Welcome back. Glad you're watching. I am here to talk about the 1964 horror movie, The Masque of the Red Death. Seems like a very lengthy title. I'm armed with my Disney princess quilt after I watched this movie. And yeah, I'm here to talk about it. Sorry, a weird fly away, it's tickling my nose. Anyways, hey, let's talk about historical context. It's the history nerd in me. Anyways, so 1964, we're fully into the Vietnam War. We're sending more and more troops there. The year before, we lost JFK, John F. Kennedy. He was assassinated. In case, I don't know, you didn't know that at all. So Lyndon B. Johnson actually takes his place. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 is obviously signed in this year. But that doesn't help the racial issue that's happening in America, which I'm sure some of us can see even today, how that is still not really all that helpful right now. But there's something more exciting happening in 1964. Can anyone guess it? No? Here, let me tell you. It's Beatlemania! Beatlemania! Okay, I'm not sure why I announced it like it was WrestleMania, but bear with me on here. So this is when the Beatles finally make it to America. And we have this huge British invasion, which I don't know if our forefathers would like that. Not forefathers, founding fathers is what I meant. It's late at night. Please apologize for the fact that I can't speak most of the time. So the Beatles have made it to America, and the girls are going crazy because they're amazing, right? They're amazing. Right, not only the Beatles, but the Rolling Stones become popular during this time too. So it's just a great time for music. Can't you agree with that? So not only is there this British invasion happening in music, it's also happening in movies, which is what we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about the movie The Masque of the Red Death, featuring the one and only Vincent Price. Now, the director, Roger, I can't think of his last name. You can look it up or read my blog, because it'll be in there. I try to keep the historical stuff written. Anyways, he actually makes 8 movies out of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories. And this happens to be one of the short stories, The Masque of the Red Death. And Vincent Price happens to be in a lot of them. Maybe he just likes them. I can't tell you for sure. That's all I know is that he was in a lot of them. And he did The Pit and the Pendulum. He does The Seventh Seal. I don't know if that is one or not. Please don't quote me on that, even though I just said it. Bunch of other ones. Sorry, can't really think right now. But there's a bunch of other Edgar Allan Poe stories that get adapted into films between the late 50s through the 60s. The Masque of Red Death is based in a small medieval town where the Prince Prospero is the lord of the village. And you'll find out later, but I'll let you know now, he's a Satan worshiper. Nothing sets me more on edge than people who worship Satan. Can we just knock it off? Let's just leave that guy alone. Don't even entertain the thought. Let's be real. Just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Anyways, so he basically walks into this village and someone defied him, so he was gonna kill these 2 guys. When this girl screams, "No, don't do it!" And we end up finding out this girl's name is Francesca, and the 2 guys that Prospero was gonna murder, one was Dad, one was her lover, and he was going to make her choose between one or the other who was going to die. And then he discovered that the Red Death was among the village, right? So he was like, boys, let's get out of here. But however, I'm going to take Francesca and her 2 men back to the castle with me, because I'm starting to kind of fancy Francesca. She's got this nice, gorgeous red hair, kind of like my wife does. I think for redheads. So it just gets weird from here. I can't even like describe to you what's happening in this movie. It just gets weird. So you find out that like everyone in his castle worships Satan. Like full on thinks that he's the Lord of Truth. And you know, he's the reason why, you know, the Red Death hasn't hit their castle yet, because he's been giving them sacrifices here and there. And the creepiest part about this movie, can I just say, is so they have like these random parties, right? Just random parties, but like just weird things happen. Like there's the very first party you see after like a weird encounter of this man slapping this young child who's supposed to be a little person, but is literally a small child with a full-grown woman's voice coming out of her mouth. That's weird. Very weird. But the first party you see, like, he somehow convinces his party goers to, like, act like animals. So first it's, like, act like a pig, and then next one's, like, act like a worm, and then it's, like, one, act like a donkey. You ride the donkey! And it's just, like, the weirdest thing. And I'm just sitting there going, what the crap is happening? Like, I can't even fathom this. So his wife, I can't remember her name right now, obviously also a Satan worshiper, but she is betrothed to Satan. And you see her do a couple of rituals, and I guess Prospero knows that she is. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. So Francesca's kind of just like, no, I kind of believe in God, so this whole Satan thing seems a little odd to me. You know, like, I don't want to, I'm just like not about it. And he's trying to like convince her, like, Satan is the one true God. Who is this God that you speak of? You know, and it's just like, I'm not sure how to feel about this movie. So it's still like, so her father and lover are still held captive until like the masquerade ball, where he brings the 2 together and was like, hey, I got 5 daggers here. One of them has got poison on it that will kill you in 5 seconds. You're gonna each choose a dagger and slice your arm. That's who we're gonna decide dies tonight. Just like, this guy is all about suffering and all about, it's just weird. I cannot emphasize how weird this movie is. But I can emphasize that this sounds like something Edgar Allan Poe would write, to be real honest. So the 2 men do this, but Prospero thinks that because the very last knife was left and it was the dad, he was like, you guys rigged it somehow, and he just stabs the dad right in the gut, and I'm like, woohoo! So yeah, the lover escapes but confronts Red Death. Now Red Death is this cloaked figure, literally head to toe red. Head to toe, just all in red. You can't see his face. His face is covered with like a red cloth. And basically like, hey, I'm gonna help you get your girl back, alright? I gotta teach this Prospero a lesson. And he does. Because Prospero is literally just like, doesn't want the Red Death to come to his castle at all. He's trying to protect it. He kills, basically the entire village dies from this death. And then when the survivors come to the castle, he kills them like, oh, you're probably infected, I don't want it. So weirdly enough, he sees the red cloaked figure and he follows it and like kind of realizes like, oh, I think this might be Satan himself. Sorry, my Xbox is doing weird things right now. Sorry about that. Anyways, so you basically, like, he's just all like, if you're not Satan, who are you? And he, like, removes his mask, because it's a masquerade button, right? So he removes his mask only to see himself. This is Edgar Allan Poe probably wanted it. Everyone dies at the end, except for Francesca and her lover. And I tried to sum that up the best that I could from what I could understand from that movie. First of all, scary factor is, it's not our level of scary, what we're used to today's caliber, but it is pretty freaking creepy. Like, anytime you're dealing with the occult and Satanism, it gets creepy and it gets weird. Like, you see his wife doing these rituals, and she shows up and she's got a little, like, cut on her boob or whatever, and just, like, there's this weird scene where she's, like, she did this, like, ritual, but then she's, like, on a slab, and, like, these ancient civilizations are, like, doing a ritual around her. Like, you see an Egyptian, you see maybe possibly like an Aztec or like Native American. Like, you see, it's just so weird. I can't even. I'm a white girl. I can't even. Sorry, I do this a lot. But is it good? I would say so. I like movies where, like, the entire time I'm just going, what is happening right now? What is this? Like, what? First of all, the only thing that I got real annoyed about is I was like, if this movie was made, right, in today's, I'm pretty sure Francesca would try to run out of the castle, like, the very first night. You know, like, here, have my wife's bedroom or whatever, stay here, I'll feed you or whatever, and we'll talk more about Satan and trying to get you around, because I want to take you, this is a literal line from it, I want to take you into the depths of hell with me. I would say, ooh, no thank you, I will rain check, find someone else, maybe not the girl for you. But, like, so she just sleeps there. I feel like in today's world, the girl that's, like, being held captive would still somehow attempt every night to escape, and she's just like, ooh, a warm bed? I'll sleep here. It's just a little weird. So I do recommend this movie. It's quite creepy. Probably recommend any of the Edgar Allan Poe movies, because something tells me they're all like this, because Edgar Allan Poe is a weird, creepy dude. But he does write some really good stories. So, thank you for listening to that lengthy review, and I do mean that was quite lengthy. Stay tuned for the next video, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, Night of the Living Dead, by the one and only George Romero. See you then.